With Spotify promotion in general, if you have a niche genre, this is a niche genre. So your song is not going to be on like every single playlist that it gets on is not going to be strictly garage music. It's going to be the next step down. So let's say it sounds a little bit like I was saying before. If it sounds like it would do well on workout playlists, then it's going to get on some workout playlists. It's also might get on some hip hop sounding playlists, or if it's more towards the electronic side, might get on some electronic playlists. All those are fair game on Spotify for playlists, because there might be, let's say there's 100 garage music playlists on Spotify by independent curators. 10 of them might be accepting submissions, and then 2 of them might actually want to place your song on their list. Since we do a minimum, like we're trying to get to a minimum amount of playlist followers, we can't say that your song is going to get on 250,000 followers of garage only music. It's going to get on playlists that do feature that genre of music, but it's not going to be like Garage Music 2020. Like that's not going to be the title of every single playlist that you get on.
The only thing is how many curators do you have? Do you see what I mean? And are they live?
Mm-hmm.
If I was like working here in the UK, I'd expect that I'd have the styles of music around here and who I've dealt with, and that would be my. But what are your pool of curators? Who are you working? How many have you got? And do you see what I mean? And
yeah, so we have hundreds of playlists within the network, and definitely over 100 curators. So what we do different than some other companies, we focus on the bigger playlists. Some other companies will just get whatever playlist thrown in, even if it has like 100 followers or 200 followers. We typically focus on playlists that have at least 1,000 followers. And usually it's more up towards the range of like 10,000 to 50,000 followers. Those are our bread and butter. We have people that might have a garage only music playlist, but we can't guarantee that it's going to get on that garage only music playlist.
And last question, what is your guaranteed numbers for 357? Are they on the website? Can I find them there?
Yes. Yeah, you can find them there.
All right, mate. All right, I do appreciate your time. Cheers. And I'll just look into stuff and I'll get back to you then.
All right. Sounds good. So what is the number one problem you're trying to solve for your music business today?
To be honest, I want to expand. I want to build awareness. I want to build my platform around my music by getting my music out more for people to hear it.
Okay. What genre is the music?
I kid you not, it's a mix of hip hop, pop, and R&B, but mainly I'm a rap artist, so it's hip hop. But some of my songs, I have some songs where I'm doing singing or whatnot, and it's not always like hip hop. It can translate over sometimes. It can be a cross, but it's all commercial.
Okay. Let's see. So, how many songs do you have released so far?
So far, I have 6. I have 6 songs released, and I have 8 songs, well, more than 8 songs ready for backup to keep putting content out. So it's 6 songs that's already released out right now, but I have a plethora of songs on backup ready for the continuation to keep going throughout the year.
Okay, and what's the release schedule on those look like?
So I honestly want to release a new one every month with the video. I want to, so that way I can double tap. I can do the video, release the song, and then a couple weeks later, after the song boosts up, then release the video to that song to start doing the marketing on the YouTube side.
Good.
So I want to promote on Spotify, build my Spotify following and my YouTube following as well.
All right. And what are your primary methods of making money from the music? Like what, at the end of the year, how much money do you have a dollar amount that you'd want to make from your music, and what are you going to do to monetize it?
A dollar amount, to be honest, I would love to make $50,000 at the end of the year, basically right now I do IT work, and like I want to be able to make the same amount I make on IT and my music, so I can literally walk away from my job. I just want to show myself that I can make that money and I can feel comfortable with it. But as far as monetizing the videos, I have a studio. I have my own studio that I record artists in. But not just that. I use the music in multiple ways. I write for people. I'm actually researching sync licensing right now, so I can possibly land some sync licensing deals. So I'm doing that. And like I said, Spotify, Apple Music, the YouTube, the videos for monetizing the YouTube, and overall, once I get enough people and once I get enough right now the data I'm collecting the major cities I'm in, but once I get enough following and listeners in a certain city, at that point I eventually want to start touring, traveling and doing shows wherever that audience is at, and eventually using the leverage from all the data and all the platform that I have built to possibly to partner up with a label who have a bigger budget that can even put me in an even better position. But I want to build it so I can have leverage.
Okay.
So that's my overall goal, is to build leverage that I can use to capitalize off of.
All right. Yeah. So diversifying the income is definitely a good idea. Where do you live right now?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. I know St. Louis isn't tiny, so I know they have venues there. It might not be as many as some other locations, but would you agree that there are people in St. Louis, enough people to where you could play maybe a show a month throughout all the venues, not at the same venue, but at different venues?
Yes, that can be accomplished.
Okay. How big are the venues that you would play at in St. Louis? How many people would that hold?
Well, I've actually have a really nice network with the music company, so I can get venues that can hold anywhere from 50, and also venues that hold all the way up to 1,000. I have access to my network of people that I network with. Like, I work with the colleges, and I work with some of the people that's networked through the colleges, and a lot of venue owners, because I do more than just the music. I also help people expand their businesses by doing project management. So sometimes I do project management for venues and help people bring in opportunities and things like that, or just be the middleman between people sometimes. So I have access to the venues. It's just building the fan base up to fill the venues. That's my biggest thing right now, doing it accurately, because I've been blowing money and doing things the wrong way for so long, and now I'm actually doing something that actually works, and I just want to be precise about it.
Okay. So the best way to get targeted people for those venues. So what you're really looking for, honestly, is a core group of, I don't know, 500 to 1,000 people in maybe up to 5 cities. You really don't need more than that to get the ball rolling. And why I say that is because if you can get 1,000 core people in St. Louis that'd be willing to give you $50 a year, that's $50,000. 1,000 times 50, right?
Okay.
So the way that is done is by focusing solely on those people. Spotify is not the greatest place in the world to do that.
Okay.
Because you can only a couple ways you can promote. One is by playlist, and that's more of a broad reach. That's just reaching people who like your genre of music.
Okay.
Nothing terribly wrong with it, but it's not the best for targeting location wise. The other would be to do Spotify audio ads and run those to people in St. Louis, getting in front of similar artists. But the problem with that is those 30 seconds need to be very, very strategic.
Okay.
So having the song playing and then, telling people at least 2 or 3 times within that 30 seconds to click a button if they want to follow you and if they want to hear more of your music is an okay route. And it's honestly going to depend on the song to whether or not people click through and they do hit the follow button on your profile. But again, that would only be done in areas where you can play shows so that you can monetize fully that traffic. The
Okay.
other route, the most preferred, would be through either YouTube promotion or Instagram promotion.
Okay.
So the reason YouTube is preferred on that is because people specifically go to YouTube to listen to music. They don't
Yeah.
specifically go to Instagram to listen to music, although you
Mhm.
can do the promotion in both areas. On
I want to focus.
Instagram, it's a little bit different than YouTube because putting up a music video on Instagram is not the greatest idea. So you doing a freestyle or some creative rap video, there's a guy who did a freestyle of, I think he named all NFL teams within his freestyle. And that content, that sort of creative content is much more friendly on Instagram, whereas you can do music videos and promote them on YouTube. So each platform is a little bit different. I'd prefer YouTube for your specific goals, but
Okay.
you can try out the others.
So to be honest, like I've been learning. I like one thing. I'm a student to this music thing, and I'm really been taking my time and really learning. And I like you said, you are absolutely right as far as Instagram, the type of content people like that creative content that I can, that is entertainment. So I get it. So on my IG page, I've been building. Right now, I'm almost at 12,000 following, and all of that has been organic due to what I have been doing, the way I have been operating my page, the way I have been uh, putting out positive content that actually go along with what I'm doing and different things. So I'm not too much worried about the Instagram marketing precisely right now. I kind of have a game plan to focus on that. My biggest focus, like you said, I really do want to focus on YouTube because I did learn that you can do a lot of direct marketing with that. So I would like to use YouTube with that. And basically the reason why I also say Spotify right now, I am starting to collect a lot of data of where my listeners are at on Spotify. And I would just like to build that platform because as I keep continuously releasing music, I have a better chance of getting on those algorithmic playlists if I have consistent growth and my fan base continuously growing. So I really want to continue my Spotify, but like you said, I really do want to use the YouTube for direct marketing to accomplish what you're saying that we can accomplish.
So can I tell you something about YouTube analytics for Spotify's?
Go for it.
All right. Spotify's analytics are far inferior to YouTube's, and it's night and day. So on Spotify, you can see only where people are listening.
Okay.
That does not mean that is the highest concentration where they're saving your songs.
Okay.
Just because they're listening somewhere does not mean that is where the highest amount of people, let's say you did, I don't know, you get 10,000 listeners in Los Angeles, and then you try to go there and play a show, and you don't get that many people to show up. Why? Because you're not seeing who's playing the song on repeat. You're just seeing streams. You can do a ratio and see maybe this location has this amount of listeners and this amount of streams. So more people might be playing it 3 times versus playing it 1.5 times per person in this location. That's a little bit of data to go off, but that's not a lot of data. It's just showing you broad stroke. On YouTube, if you target